you a Reiki practitioner who feels like you've hit a plateau in your practice? Or are you stuck in basic levels of healing and you want to go beyond that? Do you just have a knowing that you are meant to go deeper and make a deeper impact with your healing work? In this video here today, I'm going to be discussing why many Reiki practitioners stay at a very basic level of healing and how to move beyond that to unlock your full expression and potential as an energy healer if that's something you want to do, if that's something that is important to you. So, welcome. For me personally, I have found that Reiki is a good door into the spiritual and energetic healing world for so many people, but many are meant for a deeper path. In my own life, with healing my own issues, OCD, substance use disorder, heaps of childhood complex trauma experiences. Reiki has been absolutely instrumental in healing all of that on my own journey. However, I don't think that I would have been able to do all of the depths of healing that I've done with Reiki alone. What it has done for me combined with deeper subconscious healing is out of this world. I've always been a very deep person my whole life, as long as I can remember. And that is why I'm so passionate now about doing the deeper subconscious work with people. And I'm blessed to be able to do this work day in and day out because I get to explore the absolute depths of consciousness each and every day with myself, with others. I have the opportunity to educate others into these worlds, into these realms. I have always been the type of person that I don't really care for small talk. Talk about the deepest philosophical aspects of life experience, I'm there. The unseen parts of societal living, I'm there, absolutely. But talk about the surface level, what is the weather? I'm out of there. I just, I don't see the point of small talk. I've always been that way. I want to go deep. And I know I'm not alone in that. Let me know in the comments if you're the same way. But yeah, even as a small child, I've always been that way. And I would make adults really uncomfortable because I was able to see through those images that people try to portray or the masks that they would wear. And I always wondered, why didn't they just face the truth head on? Like that was something I understood when I was a little kid. And I see some people that are adults not even grasping that. So, yeah, but that's okay. Nothing's wrong with anyone's path. That's just how it was for me. I remember at one point, one of my preschool teachers, even when I was like 4 years old, even told my parents that I caused trouble and I was a needler because of this, right? Like I've never accepted just the surface. I was always that intense and I was always a deep person, even as a small kid. Maybe you can relate. So there's three basic levels of the system of Reiki, right? There's Shoden, Okuden, and Shimpuden. So there's three basic levels Sometimes master teacher can be its own level in some lineages, but the system of Reiki itself has three main levels. And level one, that's all about your hands-on healing and self-healing. You can work on others hands-on after your level one attunement and certification, and also yourself, plants, animals, crystals, all of that good stuff. Usually you will stay at level one for a time as you grow your momentum and your consistency in practice. Then comes level two, Okuden, which is when you get into the distance healing. You learn the distance symbols, you learn distance and absentee healing, you learn how to create a bubble of energy to send to a group of people. You begin to shine your Reiki light beyond yourself, beyond what's immediately in front of you and to anywhere in the world that your intention is to send that to. So it's a turning point for so many people because of that. They begin being able to literally have these systems for channeling healing energy quite literally to wherever in the world they want to send that. And your light gets bigger, your light grows. Then at the Shimpiden master level, this is all about manifestation. This is all about letting the Reiki master you. A lot of people think, well, I'm becoming a Reiki master, so does that not mean that I'm mastering the Reiki? No, it means you are being mastered by the Reiki, that this has become a way of life for you, and you have reached a certain level of mastery, but it's more about surrender. A lot of people think that, you know, you become a master and you're done learning. That's not true. You never stop learning, you never stop growing, you never stop expanding. This is when you get to surrender to the Reiki and you get the master symbol, Daikomyo, and you have a collection of processes to go through 21 days after your master attunement. So for me, my Reiki master had me go out by the river and pick out 21 little stones, which I still have them to this day. Of course, they're a huge part of my journey. And this symbolizes Usui Sensei's time on Mount Kurama in Japan. That was where Usui Sensei actually rediscovered the system of Reiki as a system of natural healing. So turn your life over. Be willing to turn your life over to Reiki. In my lineage, becoming a teacher is what I call level 3B, where you can now teach through that lineage and share the gift of Reiki with the planet. Some teachers combine 3 and 3B, quote, all in one level. It can be either way in my experience. I have friends and colleagues that have done it both ways or do it either way. So truly, most practitioners focus on primarily the first level. And the first level is centered on self-healing and healing others through hands-on technique. I don't know if it's just that they find what they need from the first level and don't ever really feel called to take it further, but some people never go beyond level one. I've heard of other Reiki practitioners say that they are scared to have that much responsibility. Yes, they really do say that because they can feel the power of Reiki, right? Or, but they aren't sure they trust themselves yet, or they haven't quite built that trust up within themselves yet to say it is powerful, but I feel confident in knowing what to do with it. Or maybe life just gets in the way, right? And life is lifey. Maybe Reiki kind of just gets pushed off to the wayside, which no judgment. If that is the case for you, it's always waiting there for you. It's not going anywhere. It's always there for you, ready to pick it back up whenever you're ready. So this isn't about right or wrong or good or bad. I often tell people Reiki practice is very much like going to the gym, right? The gym is always there for you if you're motivated to do it and you're motivated to put the time in and put the work in. If you go every day to the gym for a while, yeah, you're going to build momentum and you're going to build muscle mass and feel really in shape, and probably your confidence will be a lot higher about working out. And well, yeah, the first day that you go might not have that full benefit yet from one workout. So it does take time and practice to build that momentum. Reiki is a lifelong practice with deeper layers of understanding, intuition, and energetic mastery. So is all of the energy healing modalities that I teach, that I speak about here on this channel: hypnotherapy, EFT tapping, pranic healing, Reiki healing. Yes, there's benefit right away, even from the first ever treatment. But you keep spiraling around to deeper and deeper layers of truth the more you go, the more you open this up within yourself. What I do see a lot of people doing, which is totally fine, is staying at that surface level. And they're at this surface level of practice where it's like staying on the surface and not going beyond. It's like they're just barely scratching that surface of what they can actually do with energy. Don't get me wrong, Reiki is so powerful. Reiki is life-changing, but there is so much more to healing. Reiki is one system. Reiki is one system in an infinite number of systems that you could possibly run energy through for a healing benefit. So I hope that I can help you see that there's as many systems of healing yourself on all levels, body, mind, and spirit, so a holistic level, as there are people. There's as many ways to heal as there are people. Think about that. Once you begin to deepen your own practice, your own harmonic signature literally creates your own energy healing modality that heals you and assists your clients in healing. That is your specific way of working with energy. We are all like that. We all have that capability. So why do practitioners stay at the most basic level? The first reason is a lack of support and guidance. Many practitioners don't have access to the mentorship or the communities that can help them actually take their practice deeper. They do a low value online course. Maybe they get an attunement over Zoom and do a one-off weekend class or a low value online course. And but then there really isn't any more support available to them after that. It's like, well, congrats, but now what? Right? So for some people, they don't even know where to look for more support. There's not readily support available to them, but then they don't even know where to find that deeper support. They know there's something deeper, but they don't know how to move towards it or even what it is. Although Reiki is best when you have a teacher to create an ongoing relationship with, that's still the reality of many people's exposure and learning of Reiki. Not all teachers have that capacity either to hold the type of space necessary to facilitate a deeper transformation of yourself as a healer. Or maybe they were never even taught. So they can only pass down what they have. You can't transmit something that you don't have. I was so blessed to have such a wonderful teacher in my own Reiki journey. And my original Reiki teacher is Master Bezek in Colorado. And she really took that time with me to make sure that not only was I practicing this, but that I was living it. In fact, I still stay in contact with her, and she still to this day is my teacher, and I can go to her for guidance or to talk through what's going on energetically in the world. So I know that if I had an issue today, right now, that I wanted to apply these healing systems to, she would be right there. I am the same way with my students as well. And even if someone just takes a level one Reiki training with me and they call me 5 years later, you bet that I will be there to support them and work with them on their practice. The next reason is fear of stepping into deeper work of why some Reiki practitioners don't ever go beyond surface. Fear of the unknown, fear of their own power. Sometimes that can happen. Fear of success, fear of taking on too much responsibility as a healer. Reiki is a very sacred healing art, especially if there is old programs in play from childhood or feeling less than, feeling not worthy enough, feeling not something enough. I see that interfering for so many Reiki practitioners that want to go deeper, but it's like someone's pulling them back from their path because that is the lens that they view reality through. For better or worse, that's the lens that they're viewing reality through. Even though they know how to do it, even though they know maybe even where to look for some of this more deep healing, they don't take it further. They lack the confidence to take their practice any further than surface level. Or sometimes they have a perception that Reiki itself is so sacred and so powerful, even though it's a self-intelligent energy, meaning the Reiki is going to go where it wants to go and do what it needs to do without direction. It does that on its own. They still find themselves really stuck, really feeling like it's daunting to think, well, what if I do it wrong? Or what if I mess it up? Or it brings up some really, really heavy stuff in someone subconsciously. And they just throw their hands up and say, I don't know how to handle this. So this can also play into a lack of education in that way because with knowledge does come confidence. Knowledge is power. When you've been trained a specific way and how to handle a specific situation, and you know all of the different angles around that, you have more confidence in yourself as a healer. Absolutely. Because you already have been through the what ifs. You've already felt that energy. The next reason is complacency or satisfaction with basic healing. So that's when some practitioners just feel that they've achieved enough and they don't necessarily need or feel compelled to advance beyond the basics. And who am I to say that's wrong anyway? It's such an individual journey. If you don't feel compelled to go further, then that's where you're at. There's nothing wrong with that, but that is one of the reasons people don't go deeper. If you only did level one or level two and that feels good to you, then why push it further? Why put yourself through that? If that certainly was not me, certainly was not most of my students. I tend to attract very, very deep old souls as students that have viewpoints the way that I do about healing and about the world. And that mindset is let's take this stuff as far as we possibly can. Let's learn everything we possibly can. Let's never stop learning. Let's never stop expanding. Let's transcend beyond that and grow every single day. But let's say somebody already had a massive improvement and they don't really feel the need or drive to go further with their practice. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. For myself, I think my mess became my message in that I had so many things that I needed to heal within myself that I literally had to go deeper. The energy wouldn't let me not go deeper. My very nature, like where the energy was guiding me, would not let me go deeper. I knew there were more nuggets in store for me. The next reason is limiting beliefs and mindset of why certain Reiki practitioners never go beyond basic. Some people believe that Reiki is only about basic healing, or there's nothing more to learn after reaching a certain level. That's simply just not true. This can be, this belief can come from environments that they have been in, to environments that they were exposed to Reiki in, and that was the belief. Or maybe they just assume that there's not anything more to it, and they never investigate further. Or they think it's too expensive. That's a limiting mindset belief of scarcity. They don't understand the investment or the energetic exchange of it. They think that they're not good enough to go beyond to the next level. Those are all things that hold people back still to this day, even with the internet, even with these widespread amount of information. Limiting beliefs can come in so many forms. Sometimes this comes from family or a socially programmed belief. The skepticism gets adopted that there's not even any value in going deeper. Maybe someone around them is saying things like that, and that's keeping them from feeling it's possible for them. Maybe they're afraid of pushing the lines or breaking out of a certain type of mold because let's face it, Reiki and energy healing is kind of unconventional. It's becoming more conventional, but back in 2012, when I started with healing, it was not that common. So that can definitely be something that holds people back. Sometimes people think that they shouldn't do it or they couldn't do it. Again, limiting beliefs. So your beliefs can really, really hold you back if you don't be mindful about it. The next reason is a misunderstanding of energy. Some people may not fully understand the depth of energy work beyond the physical touch and basic channeling. They have misconceptions about what it even is, what it even does, and they don't investigate that further. They don't understand how that could fit in their own life in a practical way, or they're thinking that this is all some sort of airy-fairy bullshit. Sometimes these are your skeptics that use electricity every single day and they don't wonder how electricity works. But then it comes to something like energy healing, like Reiki, and they think since it's not a tangible physical thing that they can hold in their hands, it's not real. Some people think it's like snake oil. They don't understand it. Of course, you and I understand the benefits of this. You and I know that it's very, very powerful. But if you have a closed mind and you are committed to misunderstanding and you're committed to the story you've had all along, then you would be correct in saying that this doesn't work. because your resistance itself is what blocks the energy from flowing. Reiki can be a wonderful tool for profound self-transformation and healing, for spiritual growth, not just healing others. If you have a deep understanding of the subconscious mind and how energy works, Reiki can be an absolute game-changing tool for you. If you are willing to step behind the basics and into the depths of the system, as well as your view of life through the lens of Reiki principles, you will begin having little micro shifts in your life. And each one of these little micro shifts is going to completely change your life because you view reality in a whole different way after each one of these shifts. Reality responds in a different way to you. Then you make another shift, then another. Then you look around and you're in a whole new reality, right? When you start really going beyond Reiki and learning how to get into the subconscious mind, now you can use the Reiki to assist in that process with this deeper subconscious work. You can combine Reiki energy healing into a trance state. The subconscious is 94 to 98% of everything you do. The subconscious stores every memory you've ever had. So by combining Reiki with the deeper subconscious work, well, now you have frameworks that you can completely heal these energetic patterns from the root level. By doing just Reiki by itself and not taking it to these levels of depth, yes, you are going to move energy, but that pattern is still there at the root. So what happens is then it becomes like cutting a weed above the ground versus pulling it out by from the root. That is actually why I started the quantum shift method training back in 2022. I saw people barely scratching the surface in their healing work, but they were hungry for more. They wanted more. They wanted deeper, knowing that there was more, but not knowing how because the system of Reiki is limited as far as subconscious healing goes. It's purely energetic. Going beyond the basics allows you to develop more advanced intuitive abilities. And it allows you to have a deeper connection with Reiki, a deeper connection to universal energy. Reiki by itself, yes, absolutely, is going to boost your intuition. Reiki by itself is going to boost your clairs. That's your claircognizance, your clairsentience, your clairaudience, your psychic gifts, right? And yes, your attunement will absolutely do that by itself. But when it really begins boosting is when you practice it daily and when you clear more space out in your inner world and put all of these things actually into practice in your world. And you clear that space out, and then you're in such a more sensitive perception of energy. Then you begin going deeper and deeper and deeper into subconscious healing and working with Reiki from a subconscious lens, which takes it so, so much deeper. You haven't altered the system of Reiki at all, but you are coming from a much deeper state of awareness. You begin to have an intrinsic knowing of how to get to the absolute root of any issue, really being able to read between the lines, not only in your life, but also in the life of others. When you go to the grocery store, you will have more of a sense about others. Even if you've never met them, you're just going to notice yourself becoming more and more sensitive, more and more in tune with subtler and subtler energies. Your healing will be multiple times more profound with the subconscious element. So, an example of this is, let's say that you had anxiety and that anxiety lived in your chest. It's this really tight, uncomfortable feeling. And let's say you did Reiki on that alone. Okay. Well, that's going to move that energy out for the time being. And in some cases, yeah, it could pull that out fully if that subconscious connection just happened to be made. But most of the time, it doesn't. So then that energy is going to come back and repopulate in that same pattern because the root has not been addressed. So those beliefs in the subconscious are still at play. That's still the experience you're going to get. Now, looking at that same anxiety in a deeper subconscious way, you can actually tap into the subconscious and figure out, where did this anxiety come from? What am I believing about life? When did this start? Like, why did I originally get that way of seeing the world? And then you can re-update it and you can re-educate it and then use the Reiki to clear that energy out and fill in with something more life-giving for you. But then it can actually stay there. Then that spot is actually alchemized. It's not just cleared out just for it to come right back in. My goal as a hypnotherapist and intuitive is not to have you coming back over and over and over again for sessions for the rest of your life. My goal is to teach you how to heal within yourself so you don't even need me. So that's kind of the difference between just surface level healing and deeper subconscious work. Thought that was important to share. Let me know, what have your experiences been doing either surface level work or the deeper subconscious work and Reiki? Deeper Reiki practice combined with deep subconscious healing allows you as a healer to support clients with more and more complex issues. So you're going to be able to help people with deeper things very confidently also. So you don't any longer have to shy away from helping someone with deeper issues like trauma, emotions, and spiritual healing, existential questions. And I think that that is what is lacking in the majority of Reiki trainings. And people think that they are learning all of that, but they're just not. They're not going deep enough. Yeah, you get the basics of the system, which of course, that's what you're getting trained in. That is the system of Reiki. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with Reiki not going deep into the subconscious because that's what the system of Reiki is. It does have subconscious healing properties, but the system of Reiki is the system of Reiki. But you don't get anything in most Reiki trainings about how do you ask good questions. Um, how do you set the session up? What is the anatomy of a session? What juice, so to speak, are you looking for when you're first meeting a client and your client is explaining to you this or that in their life? Do you even know what to do with that and feel confident in that? So you become more limited to only applying Reiki to something when maybe your client really needs help uncovering the beliefs or re-updating subconscious structures or re-educating older versions of themselves or changing habits at a very deep subconscious level. I think that's one of the biggest gifts of taking your work with Reiki into a deeper subconscious whole. And that is that you really have a much deeper perspective than 99.9% of Reiki practitioners are going to have just from basic Reiki training. You go beyond the basic every day. You provide true value and help people make true transformations and shifts in life. You go beyond just being love and light. Life is all of it. Life is the light and the dark. How do we integrate it? That is the question. That is what actually creates lasting transformation. And what is more rewarding than that? What is more valuable than helping someone make their life better? I can't think of anything. Bringing deeper subconscious work into your Reiki practice helps you step into your full potential and purpose in life, especially if you are one of those called to teach or expand your healing practice. If you've always felt like you're natural at helping other people, you wish you could do that full time, find a way to really help people on the deepest levels, help people in a deep way without needing to go back to school for a 6-year degree. Again, nothing's wrong with that, but maybe that's not realistic for everyone. This could be your ticket, doing this type of work in a very, very deep subconscious way. You stay in the spiritual realms, but it gives you that depth and the value that you truly can offer others so much with, so very much. That's in you. It feels immensely wonderful to be able to make that type of difference for someone, to help someone release things within their subconscious that they've been carrying for 40 or 50 years. Help someone quit a habit, start a new life, really transform. And learning the deep subconscious work truly positions you to do that because it's about who you become as you go into your own depths of who you really truly are. So if you're a practitioner now, why not pursue higher levels of Reiki or explore other healing modalities like quantum hypnotherapy and healing? If you are a complete beginner and you haven't even learned how to do Reiki energy healing yet, I can literally teach you all of the levels of Reiki. And then as you're ready to take on the more heavy duty work and you're ready to go all the way into the subconscious with your work that you do, and you're ready to get certified doing quantum hypnotherapy work and advanced psychic development, I can help you with that. I can be your teacher for all of these things if I am someone whose energy resonates with you. The sky truly is the limit. You can go so many beautiful directions with this work, and it makes such a huge difference. I can't think of anything more rewarding and fulfilling than being able to see people make true changes in life. Or maybe you're already a Reiki practitioner and you're already ready to step into the deeper subconscious work, psychic development on new levels, hypnotherapy work. So it just kind of depends on where are you now and how far would you like to take this? It's up to you. There's options to expand from wherever you are right now at this very moment. And there's options to meet you where you're at this very moment. A wonderful student of mine who took the QSM hypnotherapy training explained it as opening up all of these little rabbit holes. Like, I'll introduce a new skill or a new technique or whatever topic we were learning in each module. And then it would take her deeper and deeper down her own rabbit holes. Like it would spark something in her, and then she would go deeper. That's beautiful. That's what my students get from this program. I think my student that I'm talking about here, I think she even went on to do all kinds of different modalities after QSM because she had that hunger for deeper and more. So she just really empowered herself to continue the learning. That's what I want for you. So now her practice is absolutely thriving. I talked to her yesterday and she has a full schedule. She sees clients every single day. She runs a worldwide online spiritual community and she paid for her QSM as she was learning with Reiki sessions. And she kept adding more skills in and integrating that as she learned them. But she always was in motion. Her feet were always moving. So that will create success for you. I really recommend finding a teacher or a mentor or a community or all of the above that can really guide you on your journey and provide that support and accountability that you really, really need. This is really deep stuff. It's not so cut and dry or black or white. There's many facets and aspects to this work. So it's absolutely key to have someone who can guide you and show you the tips and tricks and techniques, who can help you to push through any resistance that might come up. And it will. As you grow into your highest version, your small self will always try to hold you back. And so sometimes you just need someone who is going to be calm and loving through that opening and unfolding process for you. Someone to be that calm and loving presence that helps you love yourself past that and reminds you daily, yeah, you really are worth everything. You're worth the world. And you really do got this. Colleagues that are going through the same teachings as you, the people you can trade sessions with, run things by, share your wins and pains with. That is all in a good community. And find one that you feel safe in. I would recommend that you look for some good quantum groups. There's tons of great groups on Facebook for this, as well as my own group called Quantum Shift Hypnosis and Energy Healing Society. So please come join us there. The link is in the description. And I can't stress enough the importance of consistent meditation, self-healing, and working with the energy daily to cultivate the deeper understanding that you really, really want. You have to do this work to do this work. There's no way around that. Your energy is everything in this work. You have to be in a good and centered and grounded place so you are not bringing your own shit into sessions with clients. You have to live the example. You must live the transformation that you represent, or you run the risk of not even being on the right wavelength necessary to help someone. You cannot transmit something you haven't got. That's like talking, I'm sorry, that's like taking business courses from someone who doesn't even have a successful business. Taking business courses from someone who doesn't even have the level of business that you want to get to, or it's kind of like, well, what do they have to teach you if they can't even create that themselves. And there are people like that, but just be noticing that. Just take note of that. And I think in the coaching industry at large in today's world, there are so many people out there claiming the world, right? But no integrity and no embodiment. They're not living it to back it up. But that's a story for another day. So I really want to give you the encouragement to trust your intuition. If you're being called to a deeper path in your healing work, and you're being called to let go of all of the limiting beliefs, that you've reached the end of your Reiki journey, just know you can never get it done. You can't get it wrong, my friend. The beautiful thing about this work for me is that I never stop learning. I remind myself to keep a beginner's mindset at all times. And remember that there's something I can learn from every single soul on this planet. I learn so much from my students. And so, no matter how long you have been a master, trust your intuition to go deeper. There's always going to be something deeper for you if you want it. Reiki is not just for clients. It can be applied to every single aspect of life. Living Reiki every day can be transformational, and then taking that a level deeper. I invite you to take the next step in your healing practice and the next step in your healing journey by committing to further training, deepening your practice, or seeking mentorship. These are all things that I am able to assist you with. It's not something that I take lightly or want to rush you into. I think we should definitely set up a time to talk on a free call if this is something that you're like, yes, I am interested in going as deep as I can with this and really doing this as a career. Reach out, let's talk. If you're feeling called and inspired, I truly would love to help you on your journey as you grow deeper and deeper in your practice. I love my students and I love what I get to do. I get so excited about all of the amazing, amazing things that my students are doing out in the world, the things they do after they graduate from Reiki or developing their psychic gifts or hypnotherapy and QSM with me. So if you're wanting to move beyond those basics, the basic level of healing, maybe a good place to start would be to check out some of my subconscious healing videos here on this channel and book a free call with me on my website at dgtwellness.com. If you're interested, I teach Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3, Master Teacher Reiki. Reach out to me to either comment, email me, or contact me through the site. I also have the QSM training program. I train people in psychic development and mentor people to open up their own gifts. I have a couple of private Reiki classes every single month, and I teach in a very traditional Asui Reiki system. I have Yeah, so I have a couple of those classes every single month, but they're not listed. They're private classes. So you have to reach out and then I will let you know about when the next one is going to be. And if you're ready to get certified in quantum hypnosis and healing, then look into the QSM program on the site. If you want to develop your clairvoyant and intuitive senses, I offer mentorship for that as well. Please just send me a message and be specific about what you're wanting to develop or where you are wanting to head with that. Basically, wherever you're at, just contact me and we'll explore those next steps together of what is going to be best for you for the specific level you're at right now, whether that's with me or with someone else. I just want what is fully best and highest good for you. And I am able to help you get to a very advanced place where you will be very, very confident in what you do as a healer. So, what about you, my friend? I invite you to comment down below on your Reiki experiences, your challenges you've had, or how you plan to deepen your practice. Subscribe and follow. Remember to subscribe for more content on Reiki, energy healing, hypnotherapy, spiritual growth. If you want, if you can also like and share the video. Lots of love and talk soon.